Good morning and welcome to our midweek meaningful conversation. We have been beset with technological challenges this morning. There's a bit of echo, we've got a bit of lag on the video. It's all going horribly wrong, but we don't care. We're here and it's the first time in 2022, and boy, I have missed chatting to you both. So I cannot wait to catch up with you. If you're watching or listening for the first time, we are three YouTube vloggers. We've got Paul from Narrowboat Life Unlocked. We've got Maxine from Never Too Late, Our Journey, and myself, Lisa, from A Life Full of Meaning. So we just get together every week for a good chat. We take us a topic and we just have a good chat about it. So, and you're welcome to join us. Come chip in, have a listen, tell us what you think. And well, we're just so happy if you join us. Anyway, before we get into our topic for today, let's have a catch up. Paul, how have you been since we last spoke?
Yeah, well, I've had withdrawal symptoms from our chat, so I couldn't wait to do this today. We had a 10-day holiday in Gran Canaria because we wanted to relax by the beach. And ironically, I went to the gym, and out of the four of us that went, I came back with COVID. But yeah, I'm sort of 7 days into it now, still testing positive, but I feel a lot better even than I did yesterday. It just feels like a bit of a cold now. But yeah, we had a fantastic holiday. Just loved laying by the pool and on the beach.
Oh, I bet that sun felt so good, didn't it?
Yeah, the fact that we've not done it for 2 years, it was just so nice. It was like winning the lottery.
Perfect. Well, Maxine, I know you are getting ready to move, so I bet yours wasn't quite so relaxing, was it?
It was really, because we went away. We went up to Yorkshire for a couple of weeks and then came back, and it's just been all systems go since. We're living now in basically cardboard box land. But I don't care. We're nearly there now. It's just waiting to exchange contracts. So touch wood, it happens in the next 2 weeks. That's when we should be doing it. Yeah.
Fingers crossed for you. It's stressful though, moving. However, relaxed you feel, it is stressful. There's always a lot to do, isn't there? So yeah. So we have settled into the little house. We love it. Well, I love it a bit more than Glenn, but we love it. And yeah, life has been good, apart from I was ill for the first week in January, and I was very sad about it. I was very sad. So
it's not how you want to start a new year, is it?
No, I wanted a do-over. I felt a bit robbed, actually. Actually, that brings us to our topic for today, which is New Year's resolutions. Okay, so that first week of January, well, I felt robbed. I was like, oh no, I've got lots of plans. And this is not the way I wanted to spend it. But anyway, so let's talk New Year's resolutions. Let's do a hands up, right? Do you love New Year's resolutions? Hands up if it's a yes. Oh, I knew we would. We're so similar. So hands up if you set resolutions for this year. Oh my goodness. Hands up if any of those resolutions have been broken already. Maxine, you're just so good. Oh,
You just can't find the biscuits, Maxine. That's what it is.
So, are you happy to share any of your resolutions, Paul?
Yeah, definitely. Do you want me to share them now?
Well, yeah, go on.
Well, yeah, since we moved on to the boat, I think I've said this before, it's felt like a permanent holiday. So we sit down with a glass of wine, watch a film, eat snacks, and it's just such a bad habit, I suppose.
I was just going to say, Paul, that sounds like a perfect life. Perfect life, either or.
If we could just pop a magic pill that would get rid of all that weight, it would be great. But we've put on 20 pounds in the 13 months that we've been on the boat. So yeah, no gym. But yeah, keeping healthy, losing weight, but it takes a while, doesn't it, to get rid of all your chocolate biscuits and your chocolates from Christmas. They've all gone now. I'm that bad. I put a few chocolates in the bin yesterday, and I said to Anthony, I wish I hadn't put them in the bin now. And Anthony said, well, why don't you root through the bin chocolates? And I nearly did. We call them bin chocolates. So I didn't have any bin chocolates. So that's it now. With no alcohol. We've had no alcohol since we got back off holiday. We're trying to drink more water. The other one is to concentrate on my art and do more art and try that this year. But yeah, I love New Year's resolutions. It's just a good time to start, isn't it? It's a fresh new year and you feel like you can make a fresh new start and hopefully carry on your resolutions.
I feel exactly the same. You've just summed up why I love New Year's resolutions as well. But well done on setting all those, and well done on resisting the bin chocolates. I'm not going to say I've ever done that before, ever. Let's move on. Maxine, did you set any, and what were they?
Yeah, I've set a couple. I'm not buying any more clothes or shoes for the whole year. Physically, I can't fit any more on the boat, I've been told anyway. But I want to it's just, I'm not buying anything. We've got enough, and now we're just going to work through whatever we've got and everything. So there's no more excessive buying of anything, really. And then I've got a couple of courses, and I want to make sure I get those finished. One of them I've been in and ahhing about, and it's been on. I've got it, but I just haven't sat down and finished it. So I'm doing both those courses and get those up and running so that I can get to start using those as well. So that's mine. It's going to be that's all. I'm not going to put too much on this year, just to get rid of everything in the house and everything. So it's going to be easier because that's enough stress anyway.
It is. And moving, moving and not just because you're not just moving house, you're changing your lifestyle completely. Yeah. Well, I feel exactly like you, Paul. That new start, that new feel for a whole new year ahead of us. I actually get excited on a Monday morning for the week ahead, right? I'm like the only person I know that's just like, I'm so excited for this week. So a new year, oh man, I just love it. And I love the thought that anything could happen, that we could create anything. It just fills me with hope and excitement. So this year, instead of doing like really specific ones, I did that vision board with a more of a theme for the year. So I also decided I was only going to concentrate on one thing, which was a life full of meaning. So usually I'm juggling loads of things, and I thought, no, I'm just going to concentrate on it and just try and bring you the best videos that I can make and spend time on that. And then, of course, the first week when I was ill, I just didn't get out of bed for like 3 days. And I was like, I've ruined it. I've ruined the start of the year. It's all ruined. So a little bit dramatic, but that was my start. So yeah, some of the things I intended to do, I haven't done, and then I just felt a bit demotivated. So Maxine, you're still on schedule, aren't you, with all yours?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Paul, what one's causing you, I was going to say the most pain, but that's perhaps a too dramatic language. Which one are you finding hardest?
It's difficult. In the past, I've made a list And it's more of a mental list, but then I have to remind myself, I think a vision board is a brilliant idea. I've done that in the past. And every time you see that vision board, you're reminded of the things that you'd set out to do. So like yourself, Lisa, when we're sat on holiday, it gives you a lot of time to think. So it was just a relaxing holiday by the pool. And I just lay there listening to music and thinking, what can I do this year? I suppose the gym and going to the gym, and I think that may be the reason I caught COVID, has really put me off going to a gym ever again. But yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I think, to me, like yourself, Lisa, I wanted to make really good videos this year and make sure I've got the time to do it. But then if we're doing all these other things, are we going to have the time to do that? And like yourself, it feels like an uphill struggle already because I can't even go out of the boat because I'm isolating, and it's gorgeous weather today. I don't know if it is where you are. Looks like where you are, Maxine. I'd love to get out with my camera. I got a new filter for my camera. I'd love to go out and film, but I can't do that. But on a positive, it is giving me time to do my art. So yeah, we should look at the positives in everything, shouldn't we, Lisa? And
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I think it's hard. I really do. I'm just going to say hello to people tuning in live. Hello to Louise on Narrowboat Changing Pace. That echo that I've got is really annoying me. So I don't know. Can someone else just jump in and do some of the hellos for me, because the echo that I've got is driving me crazy. Can anyone?
Graham saying hello from Australia, which I can't believe. Graham, I do. Deb in Tasmania. Deborah Maureen. Carry on living the good life. We've got Naughty Squirrel, Linda T. Good morning. I'm listening from bed. It's still early for me. Who else have we got? Deb Cameron, Joan. Hello, everybody. Martin. Travels with Martin. Tiny Living. Hope you're all well. People who didn't know I had COVID, thank you very much. I'm feeling fine. Melanie, good morning from snowy Ontario in Canada. I'd love to go to Canada. Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, well, thanks, Paul. If you didn't hear at the beginning, we've got a couple of technological difficulties. I've got a bit of a lag on video, and I've got some echo going on. We're just ploughing on, really. The good thing is it makes me be quiet because I really have to listen to what you're saying. So there's a silver lining in it all. So right. Next on my list about resolutions. Why do we feel they're necessary?
Yeah. Why? I think well, again, going back to the gym, it's funny, isn't it? If you go to the gym in January, it's absolutely heaving, and it takes about 6 weeks before people drop out of those habits and resolutions and get back to their old habits. I don't think we should beat ourselves up if we don't carry on our resolutions. It's just good to have that goal, and that's how I feel. I don't know, why do we have New Year's resolutions? How long have I think forever people must have made resolutions thinking of all the bad habits we've gotten into over the year, the things that we've not achieved. And don't you feel, as we get slightly older, that every year goes faster and faster? Definitely. And we never get to do half the things we wanted to do. So yeah, maybe that's it. We've realized that we've not got a long time on this planet. That sounds dead somber, doesn't it? Yeah, that it's not a rehearsal, and we should do the things we want. And yeah, I don't know about what if you two feel the same.
Yeah,
Maxine, what do you think?
I think it's because you've got a fresh start. It's a new year. You've got a fresh start, so you set your mindset right. I'm going to do this, and so you obviously. I write things down so that it makes me more accountable. If it's written down, to me, it's more accountable. And I think that's what it is. It's because it's a new year, so you think, right, that's it. You're set up for the rest of the year. And as you say, Paul, if it's not the end of the world, if you don't manage it, you don't manage it. But if you set off in the right direction, it just helps you, I think, for the rest of the year and gets your mindset in the right place. Because then that's the main thing, I believe.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah, go on, Paul.
I was just going to say, we just want to make the most of the new year, don't we? So it's a new year, and we just want to make the most of the time that we've got.
Yeah.
I just had a little bit of an insight while Maxine was talking, actually. Anyone who knows me knows that I have more than a few notebooks with just a few pages written down. As Maxine was talking, and she was saying when she writes it down, it makes you accountable. Maybe that's why I've got so many notebooks. I write it down, I'm accountable, so then I just move on to a different notebook, so I don't have to see it anymore. Maybe, I don't know. It's the first time that's crossed my mind, but for me, I love the thought of living my absolute best life.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, both, all of us do, don't we? We were very similar in our outlook to life. And it's just that potential of a new year. And I want to sort of make it as best as possible. Does that make sense? I want to be able to, everything you've just said, Paul, about time moving on, and we don't, our time here isn't, who knows how long we're going to be here, and it's very much like I want to make it count. I want to make it mean something.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I think that's me. So, and I actually wrote down here the desire for a life upgrade. Yeah. But what if, and this is what I've toyed with this year, is what if I come to this year with the thought that I'm not lacking in any way. All right. So it's not, because to be honest, Paul, I set similar sort of goals to you normally. Like be healthy, stop eating so much cake, and all of these ones. But I thought, what if I come with this thing of like, well, actually, I'm perfect just as I am now. As I show up here on the 1st of January, all is well. Let's just see how I can add to that. So rather than feeling a lack, which I have to make up, it's just like added bonus. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, definitely. Be thankful for what we've got, and count our riches, really, because we are very lucky. We've got our health. We're all in great relationships. We're very lucky, aren't we? We've got amazing friends, amazing family. So there's a lot to be thankful for. But I think you're right, Lisa. It's that wanting an even better life. You can still have all of those things, but wouldn't it be great to look back at the end of 2022 and think, I've been in places, I've made new friends, I've achieved so much. But want that pressure? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. The minute it comes with pressure, it then becomes heavy, doesn't it? So I'm gonna
it's not enjoyable then. So tend not to do it either then.
So I'm seeing New Year's resolutions as like sprinkles on top of an already great life. So that's the way I'm seeing it. No pressure. So,
doesn't it make you feel, though, the start of a new year? Sorry, Lisa. It's almost like a spring clean. Doesn't it feel fantastic to do a spring clean? And you've got the birds singing and the sun shining and the daffodils are coming up. Am I painting a nice picture here?
You are.
And then you get the house clean, and it just makes you feel so much better. I think that's the same thing with New Year's resolutions, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely. Can I just say that never before, I mean, everyone loves spring. How can we not love spring? Because there's so much to love about it. But I never experienced spring in the way I did when I was living on a boat. Because as I've said before, when you're on a boat, you don't just see the seasons pass. It's like you're embedded in the seasons. Do you know what I mean? You really feel the seasons in a different way. And when spring comes around and winter on a boat, can be not hard. I don't want to use the word hard and difficult, but it can be. It can make that spring just feel so welcome to see it. I remember just feeling so happy at seeing the first signs of spring, and then of course doing a spring clean on a boat, where especially if you've had a coal stove, where just being able to do all that spring cleaning was just absolute heaven.
And throw open the windows and the doors, even on a house, to throw open the windows and have that fresh air coming in. It's just fabulous time, isn't it?
Joy, complete joy. I'm just going to show this comment from Ellen. I hate January because of the pressure of changing. Every day we should be resolution opportunity. Yes, I read that right. Absolutely, Ellen, I agree. For some people, that pressure to change. Well, and then it goes back to, do we need to change? Or is it just types like us three that, like, we just love the thought of it, and most of the population are quite happy exactly where they are? My daughter Beth, she has a saying, New Year, old me, as in, like, I'm not changing for nobody. I love my life exactly the way it is. So
that's nice to be able to feel like that, though, isn't it? I mean, I love my life, but I just want that next step. I think that's what we're all doing.
Yeah. I'm always amazed when people say, I ask people on New Year's Eve, have you got any resolutions? And when people say no, I'm always a bit amazed, really.
Yeah.
Steve's not interested in anything like that. He's just carry on and do what I'm doing.
Glenn has no interest in New Year's resolutions. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. But then Glenn would never take out a notebook and write down like any sort of, well, Glenn would never own a notebook.
No, Steve's exactly the same. No way.
It's like, it just, that it's funny. It's funny the pressure we put ourselves on, but also the media. And I'm not about just blaming the media for things, but we see it everywhere, don't we? All the advertising, and it all says basically your life's not good enough where it is, but if you buy this product, it'll be better. And
Well, if we didn't listen to them in the first place, we wouldn't have bought all those cakes and chocolates and Christmas things. And that isn't it. They sell us all this stuff, and then January come all the diets and join the gym and get healthy and fit. Why don't they do that all year round?
One second, I've got Mr. Warner ringing me on my computer, and it just kicked me off Restream for a second. So hopefully he'll take the hint or remember that I'm doing something and not keep trying to ring back. But if I disappear, that's what's going on. So Mark's just put, I don't think I've ever made a New Year's resolution. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't make them. I think it's us people who, we love a good self-help book. We've talked about this before, don't we? And make your life better. And we always we love our life, but we just want to make it a little bit better. So So here's my next question for you.
Yeah.
So when we talk about resolutions or change of any sort, is a all-in philosophy the best one, or a gradual change? So what I'm talking about, if I wanted to give up sugar, let's go with that one, because that's my lifelong battle, right? Should I just eat less and less and less sugar, or should I go cold turkey? And you can apply that to any other, any other thing, because it's about focus, isn't it? Am I all in or gradual? Which one do you think's best, Paul?
That's a really difficult one, actually, Lisa, and a good point. I think all in. I don't know. It would be easier, like you've just said, to do it gradually, but I think our minds are conditioned that it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
Do you think? I don't know. I mean, you know, when we have been good and we've been going to the gym, Anthony did the blood sugar diet a couple of years ago and did brilliantly. And you soon got used to that new habit of eating healthy food, but very filling food. And we didn't miss the things that we normally crave, which are the sugar and the chocolate. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think maybe the way the human mind is conditioned, it's easy to go all in.
Yeah, I'm definitely all in, because otherwise, I think if you do it gradually, you just keep carrying on, just not reducing, or you learn just reduce it down little bit, so you won't make a huge difference. And I think if you really got your mindset, I think just that's it, just do it. And then if it doesn't last, it's not the end of the world, but you've had it, given it a full go.
Yeah. The reason I ask, and being completely honest with you, well, if you've watched our videos, you'll know. I mean, I can go all in. Like, I'm committed. I'm a great starter. I'm in. I'm like, that's it. No more. This is it. And then I see some progress. Sometimes it's a week later. Sometimes it's 3 months later. And there I am back at the beginning.
Yeah.
Back at the beginning. And I just wonder if that gradual change could work, but whether you'd get enough like feedback to think this is working and worth continuing. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah.
It's worth trying. If you've got a few different things that you want to do, just give it a go, and if it works for you that way, that's the best thing. I know for me, I can't do that. I've got to go all in, because otherwise I wouldn't get to my end goal. So I think everybody's different, especially if you've got a few different resolutions that you want to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I never just go with one. I've got about 25 on the vision board. I mean, it's like a whole life upgrade. So let's just have a look. Oh, little old me. This is so me. This is so me. Mine didn't last long. I'm sat here watching you with a cup of tea and a tin of biscuits. It sounds perfect. And if we were close, I'd pop round and we'll have a cup of tea and a biscuit with you, because, like, what's not to like there? Melanie, she says, oh no, that's Christopher. Hello, Christopher. I'll press the wrong one there. Melanie said about doing it gradually. Here we go. My computer's really fighting me today. Do it gradually, then set an end date about 6 months in future. It works. That's good. Sheila brings up an excellent point here. She brings up an excellent point. Your vegan food, not very good. It is processed. Absolutely. I am aware, Sheila. That hasn't passed me by. I am very aware of that. Ellen says that I've replaced sugar with honey. Is that cheating? I don't feel like it is. I brought, is it Manuka for birthday? That's the one that's really expensive, isn't it?
Very good for you.
Yeah. And Deb, I think Deb here makes the ultimate point, which is whatever makes you happy, Lisa. And there's a lot in that, because I'm a great believer that when we're in a state of happiness or joy, or even just feeling good, then that's the place where we can make better decisions. I'm a great believer in that one.
I suppose a counter argument to that is, Lisa, we all know that those snacks taste good and we're all guilty of it, and it's that instant pleasure, isn't it? But then the long-term goal is it affects our health and our weight and our mood and how we feel. So it's difficult, isn't it? Our brain is conditioned to always seek the instant pleasure. Rather than do something
right there, Paul. You're so right. Wise words.
It's horrible though, isn't it?
It is. Someone else, I just saw another comment. This actually, I just want to talk about this for a second. Joan said, anybody watching Afterlife on Netflix? There's a lot of profound messages from Ricky Gervais. Be kind every day, have hope, take each day as it comes, take life in small chunks. Has anybody seen it? You've seen it? You've seen it?
No, I'm going to start watching
brilliant.
it.
We've told everybody about it, and I know a lot of people aren't Ricky Gervais fans, but that should win awards, that program. It was absolutely brilliant and a real food for thought again, isn't it?
I cried most of the way through it.
I will.
Yeah, I just like, and at the end of it, Glenn actually said, Glenn said, oh, that was really great. And I was just like, was it? Was it really? Which reminded me of the time that me and Glenn went to the cinema years ago to see Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And I came out of that cinema having watched that, and I was just like, that was amazing. I love that film. Yeah. And I felt so buoyed up by it. And Glenn was like, oh, I was like, what didn't you like about it? He goes, everyone is just a small step away from being homeless or being in that situation. We're just all, so he'd seen it from a completely different angle. And the Afterlife reminded me of that, where we'd both seen it from a completely different angle. But it is well worth a watch. Well worth a watch. So there's a bit of a chat about sugar. Everyone got wise words to say about sugar. We all know it's not good for us, don't we? Always wake up thinking, glad not got toothache. Well, this is something to be thankful for. This is always wake up thinking, glad I not got toothache. It puts you in a good mood for the day.
Good.
Wonderful. Love that. So, yeah. I've got echo again my end. So I'm going to ask one more question.
Yeah.
Are habits the answer? So is it forget resolutions? Is it about forming habits if we want to make lasting change?
Yeah, creating habits. I think we've discussed this before, and there's an argument, isn't there? Is it 28 days that most people agree? If you stick with only for 28 days, it becomes a habit. And I sort of, I think I found that's about right. It's like when I used to go to the gym every day, there were days when I didn't want to go, but the more I went, the more I pushed myself, the more I enjoyed it, the more benefit I got out of it. And it's the same with my art. If I just do a little bit each day, I can only improve. And if I'm doing something every day, I'm going to enjoy it more. That's my thought on it.
Yeah. What do you think, Maxine?
I think, if you've said, Paul, if you just continually just keep doing something every day that you enjoy, it will just get better and better, and you will automatically then carry on doing it because you're going to get that buzz when you do it. So it's just it's just making sure that you remember to do it each day, and that's the thing, because you get so busy with life and you forget what you're wanting to do, and that's you've got to keep down to a minimum. You can't have loads and loads of different habits because you're not going to be able to fit everything in, and something then will break.
Just on the habits, and I don't want to just like throw a spanner in the works, right? But I actually do agree that it's habits. Before I say this, before I then disprove what I've just said. So I've had a habit for over a year where I wake up, first thing in the morning I do is I edit the previous day's video. I then upload it to different places and I do that every day without fail. And I've been doing that for over a year, probably 2 years actually. And then a week before Christmas, when our days weren't so packed, I started thinking, I'll edit this afternoon or I'll edit this evening. And that was a week before Christmas.
Yeah.
And doing that for a short time, I've completely got out of the habit. Oh, have we lost Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, it's disappeared.
His signal must have, he said his signal kept dropping out. He'll come back.
I told you we were going to be besieged with technological difficulties today. Maybe I made that happen. My thoughts created that reality. Hopefully, Paul will be back soon.
Yeah.
But I have completely not been able to get back into that habit, even though it worked for me, even though it made my life easier because I didn't end up with like days and days of editing to do.
Yeah.
So I'm having to restart that habit again from scratch. So, but saying that, I do think habits are the answer. So anyway, let's have a look at some more questions, not questions, some more comments. I was a smoker for 34 years and stopped 2 years ago, and I found giving it up easier than sticking to my New Year's resolutions. That's really interesting, isn't it? I wonder if, you know, they always say your why needs to be, you know, you need to have a strong why.
Yeah.
I wonder if that is because of the why, because I found giving up meat easier than any of the resolutions that I've ever made. And I do miss it, but I don't miss it enough to go back to eating meat.
Yeah.
And that's really surprised me. And it also made me think, well, if I can give up meat like that, I mean, that was literally one morning. I was like, hey, Paul's back. Paul's back.
I've just been talking to myself, thinking I was the only one online, and it was the opposite.
You thought, bloody hell, Lisa's letting me speak for ages.
Can I ask Lisa, what did you find then when you started doing your edits in the afternoon and the evening?
Well, it just didn't really get done in a good way. I mean, I would then miss a bit, or you know, I'd miss a day and then I'd catch up 2 days. This morning, I've had to catch up Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 4 days editing, and it doesn't make me happy. So I know I need to get back to that habit, but I've got to start again. And I did that for ages.
Yeah. It's procrastination, isn't it? Again, we talked about this just before Christmas. And then it puts you in a bad place, in a bad mood. So why do we do it? Again, it's that pleasure thing, isn't it?
Why does the stuff that makes us feel good always seem so hard to do?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Joe, I think we can all resonate with this one. My bad habit is I watch YouTube instead of getting things done. Oh yes, I'm. Yeah. Anyone else? Watch too much YouTube?
Yeah, definitely. But then it's better watching YouTube. Sorry, Maxine, go on.
I would say it's terrible because you just I'll have a quick look at something and then that's it. You found another one and another one. And think, oh, I've got to get going and do something.
I know.
Yeah. But I feel watching something on YouTube to me is better than TV or, dare I say, Facebook, because you're just scrolling. You feel bad at the end of it, don't you? I never feel bad when I've watched YouTube for an hour.
Do you know what I think it is? Because I've said before, Facebook and Instagram, I can be scrolling for ages, and when I come off of those, I don't feel filled up. I feel sort of drained. Do you know what I mean? Like I've just wasted time. But I was speaking to my daughter yesterday, and she's been cutting down her Facebook, using Facebook. But she said there's groups in Facebook that she loves being in. She loves the community. She loves the interaction. So she was saying that she's still going on Facebook, but she's choosing what she's doing on there. And that made me realize that actually whatever platform we're on, my phone is ringing again. And do you know what? It's actually my daughter that I was just talking about. None of my family actually remember that I'm chatting on YouTube like now, do they? Anyway, so what I realised from that is consciously choosing. So if you go on YouTube and you consciously go on there to watch something, or even say, do you know what, I'm just gonna spend half an hour watching, and you enjoy it, as long as you're being conscious about what you're choosing to do and not doing it unconsciously, which is what I do when I'm sometimes on Facebook or Instagram. It's that unconscious scrolling that gets me down. So I think I just think it's about being more aware, and I think that filters into every area of our life, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we're all more aware, aren't we? I think we were talking about being appreciative of what we got and how lucky we are, and we are very lucky, aren't we? We live in this country. You know, we don't have to walk for water. But I don't know. I'm going on here, aren't I?
You're right.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
I watched a program. It was the Antiques Roadshow, and it was really moving, actually. And they were talking about the father or grandfather who was a Jewish prisoner of war in a concentration camp. And when he came out, he used to say to his family every morning when he got up, "Good morning, you lucky, lucky people." And it's when you put that.
Oh, he's gone again.
Oh,
He was going to say something really profound.
He was just about to say something really profound there, wasn't it? Oh, it's back. He's back in the room. Back in the room.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Come on back in.
Yeah, we're very lucky, but I've no internet.
Yeah, we are really lucky. We are, and I sometimes say, again, another extreme example that I say to Glenn is, like, we walk down the street and we're not in fear of our lives, and actually we forget that a lot of people around the globe going out for a loaf of bread can be a very fearful experience. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I really do.
I watched an amazing TED talk about a year ago, and this woman was from a very poor, war-torn country and went to America, and they had a knock on the door, and it was pizzas, and they thought, oh, you must get free food in America. They ate the pizzas, and it turned out they were the neighbour's pizzas. Right. But she also found something like it was a coin, and it was a really low denomination coin, like a penny or something, and she picked it up thinking, how rich are these people that are throwing this penny away? And it just really does make you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned clothes, Maxine, earlier at the beginning, but it makes me think that way about clothes. How many clothes that I've got, and how, if something I just no longer like the look of or something, that I sort of pass it on. And I think there's people around the world that just wouldn't have that choice. So feeling grateful. There was a comment, let me see if I can find it. I can't find it now. It was someone saying that their dad used to say, can you see it? Here we go. It's Sue. Here we go. Her dad used to say, don't put off for tomorrow that what can be done today. And that's wise word, that is. So I just want to say hello to Spence as well. He's put, life full of meaning is the start to our Sundays. So hello, Spence. Hope you're okay. I appreciate you would have been really busy at work over the last few months doing important stuff. I hope you're okay. So Ellen's just put, just look at canal life we live on it out of choice. This is such a good point, actually. Yeah. As those in history that would never come into their minds, as it was mainly work. Yes, it'd be like living on a motorway, wouldn't it? It'd be like choosing to live, on the M1 or something.
Yeah.
A great point, Ellen. That
And
really
cramped
is.
conditions,
Yeah. It would have been hard work for the whole family. So, yeah. Anyway, I was going to say, do we think habits are the answer? I do. I really want to wrap this resolutions up by saying we need habits.
Yeah, and it's nice to have goals, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's nice to be happy where we are.
Yeah.
And want to make our life better rather than being in a painful place and needing some sort of, resolution. What we're saying basically is we do it for, I was going to say fun or enjoyment or just the love of chasing a great life. That sums it up for me.
Yeah.
You just give yourself a buzz, don't you? You've got and you need that enjoyment, and you get a buzz from doing whatever your resolution you've set out for, and it's just keeping that happy side of you.
You see, some people are adrenaline junkies and they do things like rock climbing or abseiling. Not us. We just set goals that we sometimes break and then we sometimes just keep trying. So I don't think it's a bad thing.
Oh, Lisa, I just got you 2 tickets for that zip wire in Wales. Do you mean you don't want to do it?
I say that. Deb, who's watching, Deb from Wales, who is watching, lives like next door to that place.
Oh wow!
So like next door, she can see it from the end of her road. And we actually brought Glenn's sister 2 tickets for that. And we were like, we'll come and watch you. We'll go and see Deb and Steve, and we'll come and watch you, and it will all be great. And then Glenn's sister said, "Oh, will you have the other ticket?" I was like, "Oh no!"
Anthony did it with our friend, but my friend went and had coffee and cake in the coffee shop.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
We did it a couple of weeks ago. It's amazing. I was terrified. But it was such a buzz. Yeah, the language was a bit blew up.
Really? I've heard they put a weight limit on, not because you're like plunged to the ground or break the wire or anything. The heavier you are, the faster you go. I thought I'd hit the bottom at like 500 miles per hour. They'll be like, we can't hold her.
Maybe the 3 of us should do it and get a GoPro each.
They do film it when you go down.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah, I've got mine.
We'll just watch your video, Maxine.
Going through it.
I don't need that sort of danger in my life. No. I don't need it. A friend of mine goes scuba diving, and I always think any hobby that has that danger of death, it's not for me. I don't need it.
Climbing a ladder is bad enough for me.
I know. Mark's just put he loves abseiling and zip line. See, there's something for everyone in this world. So we'll just keep with our notebooks, our goals, our striving and trying for a better world, and leave the abseiling to those brave people. So Mark's just, but they attach a parachute to you and give you a GoPro to record it at the welcome. If anyone put a parachute on me while strapping me, and I'd be like, no, I'm not doing it.
No, I don't blame you.
Thank you so much for today's conversation. I've really missed chatting, and I know it was besieged with all sorts of technical challenges, but thank you, Maxine, thank you, Paul, and thank you to everybody who was tuned in and joined in the conversation. We really appreciate it, and it's lovely to have you here with us too. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. If I'm not working, I'll need to check me rota, but I'm sure it'll be fine, either Wednesday or Thursday next week. So take care, guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Thanks a lot for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.